All right, Wysh, we're going to do a blind ranking.
This cannot be anything lower than number 2.
And you can't change your ranking
I'm
once
fully aware of that.
This episode is presented by Moen Flow. The hockey uniform has proven to be enduring. Just as you can recognize a New York Yankee or a Green Bay Packer across the decades, you know a Montreal Canadien or Detroit Red Wing when you see them too. Outside of the traditional classics, hockey sweaters have gotten fun, experimental, and occasionally head-scratching. Through it all, they've cut through into film, pop culture, and streetwear. Time now to look back at the best, and a couple worsts, of hockey aesthetics through the annals. He's Greg, I'm Arda. One of us understood the assignment and wore a hockey jersey. Right here.
All of mine are in the wash. You know what I've discovered the best time to wear a hockey jersey is when it's crisp and cool in the morning and I have to walk the dog. Shorts and a hockey jersey is like the perfect dog walking uniform when it's a little bit cool in the morning.
I thought you were going to say while attending a hockey game, but okay, while walking the dog is good too.
I'll say this, there's a lot of people who don't like wearing jerseys to hockey games. Most of them live in Toronto, but I have always been a wear a jersey to the game guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Except if there's a jersey foul, that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. So you and I are similar in age. 80s and 90s were formative decades for us. Mm-hmm. Even without bias, though, the 90s were a spectacular time for hockey jerseys, weren't they?
What a time to be alive. Not only because we had the third jersey thing happening, but we had so many new teams bringing so many new looks into the league at that time. One of them, of course, being the San Jose Sharks. And that's probably my favorite 90s jersey. The Sharks, they bring the teal in. At the time, you got to remember, at the time, teal was not ubiquitous in sports. It was like the Miami Dolphins and no one else with teal. Mm-hmm. So they come in with teal. By the way, originally, lime green, black, and white were some of the colors they were thinking about for the Sharks logos. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Lime green, because you associate that with the Stars now.
I mean, maybe like the algae in the water. I don't know. But the Sharks settled on teal and black. A designer named Terry Smith created the logo for the Sharks. One of my favorite things about these Sharks jerseys is that logo. The shark coming through almost 3D, almost Jaws 3D-like, to chomp on that hockey stick. Terry Smith once said that he did get some pushback from the National Hockey League when the Sharks created this logo. The league was a little bit wary about a stick being broken in the jaws of a shark for some reason. Luckily, the designer and the team won out because that is undoubtedly one of the most iconic logos in the history of hockey.
It absolutely is, but are they saying the shark couldn't break the stick with its mouth? Is that what they were saying?
Maybe it was pushback from the stick manufacturers that are like,
our sticks aren't flimsy.
Our sticks are shark-proof.
That's part of the advertising. That was our next marketing campaign. Our sticks are so strong, they're shark-proof. Exactly. I want to give a shout out to Starter.
Yeah.
They were very creative in and around this time. Mm-hmm. They had some wacky out there designs that are so retrolific. Mm-hmm. Like, they are amazing. And it wasn't just hockey jerseys either. They had basketball, like Knicks jerseys that they were releasing, hockey jerseys, but they were experimenting and it was fun.
Yeah, but the 90s are a great example of like the power of nostalgia. Because at the time, remember when the LA Kings came out with their third jersey and it was the ghostly visage of a playing card and people were like, what the hell is this? Or when the Ducks came out with their Wild Wing jersey where he's bursting forth through the appendix of a player like the alien in Alien. I mean, it was a time of experimentation and not everything worked, but through the lens of hindsight, through the lens of nostalgia, I think all those jerseys, we all kind of love them now.
I know they left Hartford in the 90s, but we have to give a shout out to the Hartford Whalers, because that logo remains today one of the greatest and well-designed logos in all of sports, let alone hockey.
Yeah.
It's just a perfectly designed logo with the negative space H and the whale's tail. There's they teach the Hartford Whalers logo in graphic design classes in college. That's how brilliant it is.
It's the greatest example ever of the best logo for the worst team. Like the ratio between quality of logo and quality of franchise. Shout out to all the Whaler fans out there, but yeah, it was a pretty bad hockey team.
The best part is they also repurposed it for the farm team at one point. When they were the Binghamton Whalers in the AHL, all they did was they took the Hartford Whalers logo and rotated it 90 degrees, and it became a B. Unbelievable.
But I mean, the power of that logo is like, even when they became the Carolina Hurricanes, the Hurricanes still wear the Whalers jerseys as a way of nostalgia. Although I wish they would wear those blue jerseys that they had in the 1990s. Those were pretty dope.
Yeah. So you mentioned this, the introduction of the third jersey, and a lot of these were very experimental, very out there, a big departure from the traditional look of a lot of these franchises. So if you were to pick a favorite and least favorite, a best and the worst of that era, what would they be?
They're both from the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
My favorite third jersey of all time is the Dallas Stars third jersey from 2003. It is the constellation of a bull's head. And the Dallas Stars thought at the time was a bunch of stars coming together to form an unstoppable charging bull. What a beautiful metaphor for our team. We are the stars. We are coming together for the greater good. What they didn't anticipate was the logo immediately reminding every fan of a diagram of the female reproductive system. That is kind of the most memorable thing about this jersey. It became known as the Mooterus jersey.
Oh my God.
A combination of uterus and the bovine inspiration for the jersey. They only wore this thing for a few seasons, but I find it to be, it's actually not a bad looking jersey, to be honest with you. But again, the idea that someone went through this entire design process, ginned up this beautiful soliloquy about a constellation being a collection of stars, and not realizing the thing they created belongs in a medical textbook is just a beautiful thing for me. The Stars jersey I did not like is the neon green Stars jersey they made. Remember that? It's like, and they still wear it now. They call it the blackout jersey. It's this like toxic waste green jersey. It looks like it should glow in the dark. It's the kind of color I'm fine with in other cases, but not on an everyday NHL or every occasion NHL jersey where it kind of looks like a little bit off-putting. Here's my thing. I know that we're all trying to figure out how to get Gen Z to watch hockey. Dressing up like a can of Monster Energy drink is not the way to do it.
I don't mind those. I like the glow stick jersey. I call them the glow stick jerseys. No? Not a fan?
What do you like?
I'll tell you what I hate. The Tampa Bay Lightning bolts on the sleeves jersey. They brought it back as a reverse retro, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. These are horrible.
Don't forget, it also had rain on it. It also had little specks of rain
weather
on
pattern.
it, too.
It's like a whole weather system
Not good.
on the jersey.
Not
no
good.
thanks. Let's talk All-Star jerseys.
Please.
The 80s orange National Hockey League All-Star jerseys remain, maybe this is the lens of nostalgia, like you said earlier, one of my favorite jerseys ever. And the more stars on the jersey, by the way, the better.
That's
It
right.
just looks ridiculous and awesome.
I'm a fan of the 2015 All-Star jerseys, and that is the proper application of neon green or neon colors. Like, those jerseys look so futuristic. They look like they were something out of, like, Rollerball or something. And the way I felt about those jerseys is that, you know, like you said, the orange jerseys back in the 1980s, they were so different from what teams wore. It made it feel special. I feel the same way about those kind of metallic, futuristic jerseys. It made the whole thing feel different and special.
The NHL had a whole reverse retro series, some great colorways. I loved the New Jersey Devils' predominant green because I was a big fan of the green, red, and white New Jersey Devils. But the green base really popped for me. But what were some of your favorites?
Well, there's one in particular that I love, and it's the Florida Panthers. It was that baby blue one with this incredible logo, which was a hockey stick and a palm tree. It was the only reverse retro jersey where I looked at it and I'm like, why is that not the primary jersey? It was better than any other Panthers jersey ever created. And to this day, I'm like, that should be what they wear.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because like many of those reverse retros, people fell so much in love with them that they were like, make this the primary. It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people love their designs and jerseys and logos and looks so much that we see it very commonly in pop culture or among celebrities and athletes outside of hockey. My favorite example of this going back to my love for Star Wars, is now the chief creative officer of Lucasfilm, Dave Filoni, who created Ahsoka and worked on The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, he's one of the most important people working on Star Wars right now. Massive Pittsburgh Penguins fan, always wearing either a Penguins hoodie or a Penguins hat on set. So you see these images of him, working on The Mandalorian right beside Din Djarin, and he's wearing a Penguins hat. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever to me. But one of my favorite pictures is Dave Filoni with the Ahsoka cast, including Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. And Hayden is Canadian, and he's wearing a Maple Leafs hat. So we have this dueling hockey team battle in this group photo, which is awesome.
My favorite hockey jersey in pop culture, I think, listen, man, I'm a Gen Xer. 1995, there was a movie called Hackers. It had a young Angelina Jolie in the film. I grew up a New Jersey Devils fan. She wore a New Jersey Devils jersey. It was my internet avatar probably for 20 years. And I will point out also that the year in which she wore a Devils jersey is also the first year they won the Stanley Cup. Yep. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No. Angelina Jolie was the reason that the Devils won the Cup that year, swept the Red Wings in the final.
Acid burn herself.
Yep, absolutely. The Devils got a lot of love in the 90s, huh? We're the Devils!
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, there's that on Seinfeld. AJ Soprano had a New Jersey Devils trash can in his room. There were Devils jerseys in Clerks, the Kevin Smith comedy classic. The Devils were having a moment.
No shortage of examples of hockey jerseys, hockey culture in television shows and movies. One of my favorite recent examples is this right here. You ready? Good, because you're going. Shoresy right here. The Blueberry Bulldogs. Shout out to Sudbury, Ontario. Jared Kiso and team doing a great job. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Shoresy team for putting my name with the 2 umlauts on the O, which is absolutely wonderful. The first jersey I ever owned like that. But yeah, this is a cool design. I like the colorway. I like the Bulldog. With the little blueberry here.
Broken stick in its mouth. The
Broken
stick. The NHL will be very upset about that, yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Shout out to Shoresy.
What do you got on you right now?
So this has a little bit of Marvel canon to it.
Oh.
One of the coolest things I have been able to do in my career was a few years ago, I shot a Doctor Strange commercial.
Oh.
This was in Miami. It was with, at the time, a member of the Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs. And one of the things in the scene from a background character was this hockey jersey, which says Buffalo Bill Collectors on it. It was just specifically created for this commercial, but by virtue of the fact that it was a Doctor Strange commercial, I'm considering it to be Marvel canon. So it is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that there is a hockey jersey that says Buffalo Bill Collectors on it. All right, let's talk favorite jerseys. Do you have top 3?
I got a favorite and least favorite.
Okay,
my favorite jersey of all time, 2016 World Cup of Hockey, Team North America, a.k.a. TNA. It was the 23 and under team comprised of Canadian and American players that didn't play on their national teams. It's considered to be maybe the most exciting hockey team ever put together. We're talking about like Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, like Austin, like all these guys on the same team in this tournament. And the jersey they came up with, it's kind of the hockey version of an anarchy symbol almost. I own one. I love it. It's one of my most prized possessions. The Team North America jerseys. Rest in peace. They're never doing it again probably. But that team had the best jerseys I've ever seen. Worst jersey, easy call for me, the Buffaslug. The Buffalo Sabres have had some of the best jerseys in the history of hockey. Iconic logos, great colors. And then they also had the Buffaslug. This is when they changed their jersey and their logo to look like a furry, angry cashew nut. It didn't have legs. It was partially inspired by the LA Chargers jerseys or logos. It had one white horn, one yellow horn. No one knew why. There was, at one point, Arda, a petition that had 30,000 signatures to get rid of this stupid, awful logo, the Buffaslug. Do not rest in peace. Rest in agony. The worst logo in the history of hockey.
Yeah. Breaking news, this is going to be the Sabres' 4th jersey, 2027. I have a little show and tell, so I'm going to go through my favorite jerseys. This one is the Team Turkey national team IIHF jersey. The reason I have this, actually, you can't buy this. This is not for sale.
Not for sale.
As much as I tried, I received one from a member of the team. which was really cool of him to send. And how I got it is a story in itself. You'll see there's a number. So apparently this was to be given to either a mayor or some sort of government official at a charity event that they never showed up to. So it just was sitting in a box in, I guess, the hockey turkey offices or something, and the player found it, and I just happened to message them because they saw a segment I did on a show I used to do about Turkish hockey, and he's like, oh, I can get you a jersey.
Wow.
So he sent me this one.
There you go.
So that's awesome. That's number one. My favorite design, nostalgia for sure, will always be this era of Leafs futility.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? This is the with the white strip down the sleeve and the maple leaf there and the maple leaf logo. And yeah, this design is always...
That logo is giving Doug Gilmour, it's giving Wendell Clark.
Yeah.
It is an iconic logo.
And of course, I bought number 26 in honor of our guy Barry Melrose, who I miss every single day. So that's why I bought this one here. Now this one, going back to Star Wars, this you'll see is a Pittsburgh Penguins looking Robo Penguin logo, but with Baby Yoda Grogu on it.
Yeah.
So this was actually designed by Dave Filoni himself. He's had a years-long partnership with actually the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, the AHL team, where he's designed their jersey for Star Wars night. There's been different designs. Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, this is Grogu, and he's been doing it for several years. He was even there one year to drop the puck. But as you know, he's a massive Pittsburgh and area sports fan, also one of the most influential people in Star Wars. So when the team reached out and said, hey, do you want to design our jerseys? He's like, sure. And this is one of them. Amazing. All right, Wish, we're going to do a blind ranking. I have 5 ESPN hockey jerseys.
Okay.
And you just have to rank them based on style alone.
All right, here we go.
Okay, number 1.
Oh, I like the color scheme. I like it a lot. It says ESPN National Hockey Night, so you're speaking to my nostalgia. It also has an ESPN Zone label on it. My God, this cannot be anything lower than number 2.
Okay, so this is number 2, and you can't change your ranking
I am
once
fully aware of that.
Next.
All right, so again, a good ESPN logo. I like the oval design. It does give a little bit of a NASCAR vibe, obviously, with the oval. I do like the SportsCenter patch on the sleeve. That's pretty dope. Overall, I think it's just okay. I'm comfortable putting it at number 4.
Okay, this is number 4.
Now, this is unfair because I am a New Jersey Devils fan. This could double as a New Jersey Devils jersey. It's got the National Hockey Night patch on the sleeve. The other sleeve has also a pretty cool ESPN patch as well that I believe also says Walt Disney World on it.
It does.
That's enough for me. I'm going to make this number 3.
Okay, I'm trying to show the patch here. There we go. All right, so this one's number 3 for Wish.
See, this is a very Spartan design. It's very plain. It's your ESPN warm-up jersey at best. Arda, I like the sequencing here. This is an easy number 5 for me.
What number do you have left now? This
Number
is
1.
5. Number
Whatever
1.
is left will be the best ESPN hockey jersey.
This is your number 1. You saved the most recent for first, I guess.
Yes, look at that thing. You know what I love, Arda? Synergy. ABC, ESPN, Hulu, all on the bottom of the jersey. The number couldn't be better on the back, and a big old NHL logo on front because, Arda, if there's nothing I like more, it's a giant NHL logo that says, I'm part of the NHL. Number 1 in my book. That's the best jersey you've shown me.
This episode is presented by Mow & Flow because water should stay on the ice, not in your walls.